Okay, so it is a cool video, but it's a little bit different. See, I'm smarter now. I have played over 442 games. Well, I guess not over exactly that many games in this journey to play 1,000 games. But as you imagine, playing that many games, almost halfway to my goal, by the way, you learn a lot about what you like and don't like. So this video is just getting rid of games with really no rhyme or reason. I actually have buckets this time. So let's go through the buckets right now. The first category is sort of a cheat code a little bit. These are games that I'm getting rid of my personal collection, but I'm getting to my in-laws. Because here's the problem. I'm always looking for these like gateway friendly games that are like, I find interesting, that I don't mind playing over and over again, but they also can grasp and they like. But sometimes what happens is they love it and I'm just okay with it. And I feel like since I'm limited on space, I don't need to hold on to everything. So I'm happy to give it to them. And it's not a game that I necessarily dislike. It's just like, it's okay to me. So that's the first bucket. The second bucket is since I played a lot of games now, I'm starting to develop what I like and don't like. So a lot of these games I bought before I really knew that. I was still just kind of buying everything. You know, when I first got into Magic, I wanted to do all sleight of hand, coin magic, rope magic, all this card magic, minimalism. So I'm learning that board games are similar to when I first approached the hobby of Magic so many years ago. That you kind of just don't know what you like, so you just kind of buy all the mechanics. I want worker placement, I want rolling rights, I want polynomials, and you just don't know what you like and don't like. So there's a couple of these games, there are a few, admittedly, that I just, once I actually played it and realized what I like, I just realized it's not a game for me. The third and final category is games that I thought would be a slam dunk. I looked at the game, I did the research, and for whatever reason, well, we'll go through the reasons. They just kind of fell flat and just weren't good for the group. So that's the three lists we're gonna go through right now. So let's hop in. Hey, I'm Ryan. Welcome to Board Game Journey Review. We're joining me to play 1,000 games. So let's go ahead and get into the first category right now. So I'll do the smallest category. I'll do the smallest category first. And these are games that I thought would be slam dunks, but they just weren't. And the first one up is this 2-win. So I also want to mention it. And there has one thing about this game I just do not like. But before I get to that, just to show you a little bit about the components. So these small cards. I'm not a big fan of games with these small cards because, man, they're this small and this big of a box. It just doesn't make sense. At this point, just make full-size cards. But okay, whatever. That's not the reason I get rid of the game. I can get over this. But I guess this is nice for table space needs. So anyways, on your turn, you will be playing 2 cards side by side. And you're constantly climbing up and trying to keep adding 2 cards. And after everyone does that, the game basically does the same thing over and over again. First, you see, okay, out of everyone, whoever has the highest total number, okay, who has the most stars, some of these cards have stars on them, some don't. If you played the same digits, like 2 2s or 2 1s or etc., and if you have the same color 3 times in a row. So if I had a green here and a green here and a green here, that's also good. And those are the 4 criteria. And if every time you meet one of these criteria, you can draw another card. Because you only start with so many cards, and once you run out, and that's the thing I don't like, because you're out. You're out. So eventually what happens is you're playing with a bunch of people, and people slowly fall out. And so while the puzzle is interesting enough for a simple filler card game, I'm just not big on player elimination. And if a game has it, I just don't like it. There's only one game I played so far that player elimination doesn't really bother me, and that one's probably Thunder Road Vendetta. Because as soon as a player is eliminated, the finish line comes up, and now it's just a race to the end. And that person at that point is probably invested in the game, so they want to watch. Where this one is pretty much a heads down puzzle. So if you're eliminated, they're leaving. I think we play with, I think it plays, 6 people. I think we're playing with the max 6. So one person gets knocked out early, and then they're gone in the kitchen somewhere. And the next person gets knocked out, they're in the living room. So it's like, I feel like the game, everyone just slowly leaves the table. And at the end, you have 2 people battling and no one cares. So for that reason, 2-win. Sorry, I just can't play it. Next up is Cascadito. So I have Cascadero, which almost made this list. I was playing games last night with my friend, and he actually mentioned really enjoying the game. So I was like, okay, you know what? I've only given that game, Cascadero, a few tries. Let me try it again. Because Cascadero and Cascadito both have the same rule about how you place and adjacencies next to these existing towns. And so far, every time I introduce this game to people, it's just that rule is annoying enough that it's like, it just makes it complicated. At least in Cascadero's perspective. Cascadito, I've heard someone say like, oh, they weren't a big fan of Cascadero. You gotta try Cascadito, it's by far better. And since it's a roll and write, I'm like, okay, I'm in. I'm always looking for roll rice. Like the box's size never bothered me because I just take the dice and the pads with me and I just go wherever I want to go. Because I realize a good roll and write is just wonderful to bring with you in waiting rooms, wherever you're at, somewhere where you're stuck. I've been stuck in places for hours and just don't care because we're just playing games like left and right. We're playing roll and rights over and over again. It's great. So I thought, oh hey, cool. I could bring this one because if it's not obvious, you can have like I feel like it is a very small bag. You can have like 3 roll, 4, 5 roll and rights ready to go. So, and I thought this one was pretty tiny. You got a pad of paper. You can laminate it, which I would have, which I didn't do it. Sign that don't like the game that much. If I don't laminate it, it's a sign I'm not a big fan. So this one, I think it's just one of those games where I like it. It's a little bit more dense than I was looking for. Like it was one of those games where it was challenging to teach people. It's small, so I'm playing people who don't have the best eyesight sometimes, and it's small and it's hard for them to tell the difference. There's enough going on here that I just wasn't a big fan. And the adjacency rule was the main reason. Like if you're next to a town and you loop around with the same thing and you go next to the same town, it doesn't count. And that's the rule that it's just, whatever reason. You ever had that feeling with some games, it's just one little rule that makes it hard for people just to get their head around. And that's the one with, anyways, I think for that reason, this game is just not fun. It felt more mechanical. I think roll and rights are always riding that fine line of like accounting versus a game. So is it an accounting game or is it an actual game? So I'm gonna see you later, Cascadito. And next up is Cats vs. Cucumbers. I thought this game would be safe. I love Sausage Sizzle, and that's been a good game. And that one has, initially this game has the Sausage Sizzle vibes. Because in this game, let me just show you some of the components. I mean, you got the 6 dice with different things on them. You have all these cute little kitty cats, different colors. And essentially, you're rolling dice. You're mainly trying to get cats into different boxes. There's 5 boxes, I believe. And each box is worth so many points. So you're trying to move up. But you also can swipe cats, so you can like knock them back, right? And then you also have these like little yarn balls, which give you like different powers and different... Okay, so I played last night with my buddy. And I noticed the game just drags. Like Sausage Sizzle, it's always moving towards the conclusion. Where this one, you have a shared 9 lives, and I feel like because of how if you bust, you get this cucumber token, and if you bust in the future, you got to use the cucumber token. But there's other ways to get cucumber tokens. Like if you get a yarn, you can also get a plus cucumber token. So my one buddy had like 3 of these tokens at one point. So he could just bust and bust and bust, and it felt like the game just felt like it dragged on. Like one guy's getting multiple turns. And you can roll things called meowsas, which I love rolling a good meowser. It means you get like 3 pairs of something, which you think doesn't happen often, but it happens a lot. Like, so people are just getting turn after turn after turn. So I feel like if you're playing this, I was just playing 2 players, and I thought, man, I gotta wait a long time for my turn again. So I gotta imagine play with more people. I feel like it'd be eternity for your turn again. And the 9 lives just takes a long time. This game says 30 minutes on the box. I felt like it was taking like an hour to play. So towards the end, I was so bored. I think just to end the game, I was like, I guess you don't have to use a cucumber to save your life. You can just flip a life. So I started just flipping the life, saying, screw it, we'll just end this game. So not a good feeling for a game. So I feel like maybe if this game just had a better way to speed the game along, shorten it to like 15 minutes, it could have been a lot of fun. But the fact that it's unpredictable and drags, that's just not a game I want to have. Boom, okay. All right, first 3 done. Let's move on to the next bucket. So this next bucket is, if I knew what I knew now, I probably never would have bought the game, but we're here. So let's get into it. And the first one up is Citizens of the Spark. I mean, it could have just been the artwork, because my gosh, this box is gorgeous. Now this one has a little bit of a strange history, because I first played it at Gen Con with my buddy Caleb. Played a 2-player game. Maybe it was just the excitement of being Gen Con for the first time, because this game, I remember being like, it's okay, but I kind of want to play it again. Or maybe it was a gorgeous artwork, because it is gorgeous. I do like this artwork. Some of these games I just want to keep on my shelf as a decoration. This is one of them. So anyways, months go by, I don't play the game. I finally just buy it. So, I want to try it again. It's been like itching. You play a game sometimes, you're just like, I want to play it again. So I went ahead and bought it. I played a 3-player game. And that one fell pretty flat. And I was like, I almost was convinced I played it wrong. So I went back and read the rules, and I was like, maybe I did something wrong. Maybe because I played it at Gen Con and Caleb was teaching it. And I was like, maybe I just forgot something. So I said, okay, I gotta give it one more try. And that try was last night. So buddy came over just to play another 2-player game. They have different scenarios where you can like high interaction, low interaction, like combative. So I wanted to try a couple more scenarios. So we tried some higher interaction ones because the first few I played were not high. They're just pretty much like get the mechanics down. And yeah, I mean, it's just not great for me. I feel like after about 3 turns, it's just become so repetitive. And I think my buddy said, he's like, yeah, it got kind of boring. And I agree. Like towards the end, I was like, all right, well, I guess we can quit or just end the game. So we just started to make just quick decisions just to say we finished it. So just obviously not a game for me. I hear people online like it. It's just, I didn't see the beauty of it. I mean, it's not for the box. I see the beauty of the box. But otherwise, the gameplay just wasn't for me. The lesson I did learn with this game is that it's very card driven. A lot of reading, a lot of this, a lot of interaction. And if I have like Creature Caravan and like Earth, these are also games that share that characteristic. So I should have known better, I guess, like based on other games I got rid of. I just thought this game was different. So anyways, it's a goner. A very quick one, very tiny game. It's one of those 10 series games. This one's called Monster Mashup. I just don't see I mean, I think I was sold on, I just really want a game this small to like be awesome. And maybe it just wasn't this one. I'd be curious to see if you guys know any 10 series games that are like fantastic. Because I found this one just to be not my cup of tea. So I'm tempted just to try to design my own game at this point that fits to a 10. Because I just think this would be awesome to bring out, open a 10 up and have a pretty cool game. So right now, just not for me. Monster Mashup, I won't say much else. I just didn't find the game very enjoyable, and that's about it. The next game I'm most conflicted about, because I do like the game. I just don't know when I'm going to play it. And this is Sagrada. I even saw they released a new version of this game, so I still have the older version. I just bought this early on. I even bought the 5 to 6 player expansion at the same time I bought the game, which I don't do that anymore. Now, I'm very fickle when it comes to expansions. Early on, I just didn't know what expansions really meant. I just like, well, if I'm buying the game, I might as well buy all the content. And so I bought everything. So this is one of those. So the first couple of times I played it, I just played the base game, no expansions. And it's a puzzle. The puzzle is like a fun little game, but it's basically a solo game. You just happen to be playing with people in the room. Like the joke we made last night, because we played this game again last night, because I was just curious, before I get rid of it, let's just play it one more time. And the joke that we made us both laugh, I feel like you're like, all right, guys, let's come over. And now let's go into separate rooms and play Sagrada. Because I feel like that's kind of what it feels like. You were playing each other. You have this like draft in the middle, but you really don't care. You're so focused on your board. You're like, okay, what's left? Okay, I'll take that. And you're just heads down the entire game. So I feel like if you're a big solo gamer and you want like a solo puzzle, yeah, this game's great. I mean, it's a cool solo puzzle. But I'm not in board games for solo game. It's just not my thing. I don't enjoy solo gaming. I only solo game to learn a game. I'll double hand a game just to learn it because I want to play with somebody. But so this one, if you like, the puzzle's fine. Both of us said we're so conflicted. I was talking to my buddy Chris, and I was like, hey, it's like I like it, but what am I ever gonna? What if you come over and I'll be like, am I gonna bring out Sagrada? I don't think so. Or if I want to introduce a game to somebody, and I'm like, is this the first game we're really bringing out? No. And then will it be the second or third or fifth or even 10th? Probably not, because I just don't think I want to like have that's not an experience I'm trying to show people like why why modern board gaming is so cool. I want to be like this cool, interesting game they've never seen before. That's like Carcassonne or Cascadito. These are more like better like intro, or even like some of my favorite ones now are like Fairy Ring. I love Fairy Ring. Games like this, Baron Park. I mean, they can go on forever, right? These are the games I'm playing way before I play Sagrada. But I did try the new expansion. I would say the new expansion makes the game better for me because you just draft 1 dice instead of drafting 2, and you get a personal collection. So I kind of like that, where you have your personal 10 dice and you're drafting 10 dice. So I like you kind of have some control more than the other ones, just total randomness. So I did find that more enjoyable, definitely. So if I was to play, I think the personal collection is the way I would play it from now on if I play this game again. But which I won't, because I won't. Well, maybe someone else's copy, because this one is definitely going away. Now I don't know where this would go. I got to find a home for it. So if you guys want it, let me know. Maybe I'll give it away, because I just don't know where to go with it. The last game in this list was a complete impulse buy. I was watching someone talk about their favorite 100 games, and this was on their list, and the way they described it just sounded so neat. And this game is Northwest Passage. Well, officially the title is Expedition Northwest Passage HMS Terror Edition. So I think right when they mentioned it, I think there was like a last minute buy on a Kickstarter that was, so I basically bought it and had it within my house within like a month. So from a Kickstarter perspective, they're probably waiting a long time, but I got it pretty darn quick. And honestly, nothing wrong component wise. The game's nice. I even can show you a little bit. Like you get this nice like dual-layer puzzle board that goes together, and yeah, nothing wrong with the pieces. You know, well done on that part. The thing that sold me on the game the most was it had this idea of we have this board, and you're traveling across the sea, and depending on where the sun is, the ocean or sea would freeze in certain parts. So if it's like way up here, the top frozen is all ice and everything else is water. So you can obviously sail your ships on the water, but if you ever get into ice, you can jump off your ship with some crew on sleds, and then you can move across the ice, right? And you're constantly trying to think ahead, like, okay, so it's going to be ice here next, it'll be ice here next, and this will be water, and so on and so forth. You're trying to figure out the timing of it, right? And it's sort of a race to get, you know, to the end of the board and back, and then collect different set collecting. So there's a lot going on. It's one of those games where like, if this is the only game I owned and we really dove into it, I'm sure I could grow to like it. But it's just not the case. I feel like I have other games I'm going to pick before this one, and because of that, it's just gone. But I feel like someone would love this game. I feel like I could see the appeal. Not enough for me to want to play it anymore. And that is the second bucket complete. So 4 more games. See you later. Oh no. So the last group are games that I'm okay with, but my in-laws liked it more, so I'm happy to give it to them. First up is Paper World from Panasaur's Games. So this one falls into that genre of like if you're putting cards into like a 3x3 grid, but this one is a different twist on that. Because I play other games, maybe like, look at my thing, like Pixies or Slide and these kind of games, you know. But this one's different. I would say this one's different from those because you are like drafting cards with certain criterias, and then you're putting them into your grid, but you're also trying to like stack them in certain orders. Like you might have a goal that says you get all 4 corners with the same value, you score this objective. You're also trying to get like things in order, so it's going from like 1 through 5. So you're drafting cards like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you're putting them in, trying to get them in order, right? And lay them down in certain. And there's always little things like that. It's one of those kind of games. I won't go through all the details, but I mean, it was fine. It's one of those games where it's fine. It's fine. I'm okay with it. I'll play it if they really want to play it, but it's not a game I'm going to bring out, so I just don't need to hold on to it anymore. So Paper World, see you later. So next up is Sea Scroll. This is kind of a game that, like, on the surface felt like Flip 7 because of the card structure. Like, you have 3 3s, 5 5s, 6 6s, 12 12s. But the twist of this game is everyone's trying to collect cards, and you're trying to have the most in the different values. So if, like, for instance, if I'm going for 12s, if I can get, like, say, 4 12s, if I feel like if I end up having the most 12s at the end of the game, I will score 12 points. And anyone who has less 12s will score negative 12 points. But if someone, say, got a 5th 12, well, now instead of positive 12, I get negative 12. So you're trying to like balance that. And there's different mechanics maybe to give you some information, but a lot of it's just luck and hoping for the best, I find. There is a bunch of variants, which I have not played. So maybe the game gets different with the variants. We'll find out, because I'm going to give this to my mother-in-law. They seem to like it. It's a very chill card game. I would say it's one of those like low thought filler games that if some people love it, I'm just okay with it. So Sea Scroll, see you later. Next up is Circus Flohcati. This is probably my biggest shocker of this list, at least, because I mean, it checks a lot of the boxes for me. Small box card game. It's Reiner Knizia, and it has this push your luck element to it. So it has a lot of these things that I would love in a card game. So when I saw people recommend it, I was like, yeah, sign me up. I want to play this game. And I played it only a couple of times now, admittedly. But man, I just did not enjoy it. So now I have not played it with a lot more players. So I am happy this is going to the in-laws because there I have the biggest chance to play with, say, like more players. I think this one plays up to 5. I only played it 2 players. So maybe I'm playing at the worst player count. So which is another thing too. I most likely have 2 players, so if I can get a game that plays well at 2, then that's what I want more. Because I have plenty of card games that are in this vein that play well at 2. So for me to hold on to a game that doesn't when I have limited space, it doesn't make sense. So I don't know. I definitely look forward to playing this game again with maybe 3, 4 players and see if that changes my opinion of it. But for now, it just felt boring. I feel like I was just doing the obvious. Like this game when you're drafting and it just seems like everyone knows the same goal and you're all going for the same goal. I didn't feel like there was a clever meta that I was trying to do. I just felt like, okay, whoever gets the 7s and then gets this and gets that's going to win the game. And then that's what happened. Little small box game, Fairy. This game is what you expect it to be. It is straight up just a luck-driven game. You turn over a card and you hold up some hand symbols and hope to get it right. Is it a higher? Is it lower? Is it the same color, or is it a fairy? But I mean, I admit, if you get the fairy right, because you're blindly just guessing where the fairy card is in a shuffle deck. If it comes up, man, it feels good. But overall, I can see the novelty of this game, and I'm just not for me. I'll give it to my in-laws. My daughter might love this game. I find this definitely plays well with kids, so I'm happy it's going there, but it's not a game I need to have, so Fairy, see you later. So this game I wouldn't mind holding on to because I feel like it's a small box. It's a very small box, and it's a good filler game. And it has like another grid game where if I put a card down that's blue, it can't have any other blues in the same row and column, right? But there's also rules where, like this is a blue one. It says if I stack it on top of another pile that has exactly one card, then I meet this bonus criteria. And that's where the game is a little bit interesting because you're trying to solve the puzzle of putting cards in different locations that restrict movements a little bit where you can place things. But if you can place it exactly where it needs to be placed, you get a little bonus. And also the scoring, like each person you're playing with has a region that are trying to score in. So while you can put the card in where you want, sometimes it's a bigger advantage to put it in your section if you can. But depending on the rule set you play, well, you tried the variant, which is a little bit more mean. You might want to put it in someone else's area because it might cause them to bust and all these other things. So a simple game. I'm just gonna keep it over my in-laws because I feel like it feels like a game I'll play with my mother-in-law a lot more than anyone here in my house. Birdie, next up on the list. Honestly, not a bad game. It's just a little too complex for what I wanted out of it. It's like a memory flipping, roll and write kind of. So in this game, you're drafting birds and stacking them into your pile face down, and you're trying to make sets from memory. So I'm trying to get like, if I can get like 4 winter cards in a row, that's good. Because let me just show you. Because on this dry erase board, you have different things you're scoring each round. And once you score it, you can't score it again. So if you go for like winter cards and have the biggest score of winter cards, well, that's it. You can no longer do winter. So now you're focused on maybe fall or summer. And you have other things too, like getting the certain birds in a row or different criteria. So you're always like each round, you're eliminating things down and you have less and less you can focus on, which is good because obviously the beginning feels very open and every round gets a little... I mean, I actually enjoyed the game. It was just... The reason I'm mainly getting rid of it is because it's just confusing enough where it's hard to teach people. Because this game, I want to make this game feels like a gateway game, but the rule set is just such that it's just a little too hard. And I feel like I just know too much information and I'm just beating them up and then they don't enjoy the game. So I don't know. But I do look forward to playing again because it's going to the in-laws, and maybe since they own it, I can like convince them to play it more. And honestly, that might help me solidify my opinion. Because I feel like the few times I play the game, I just haven't had the best experience because I feel like I'm constantly teaching the rules. So I'll be really curious how this game plays once everyone's on the same page. Maybe it still sucks. I don't know. Maybe it's great. We'll determine. I just don't need it here because it's thick enough box. My small box, I have a shelf of small card games that goes across the top of my little calyx here. And once it runs out, I gotta start picking things off. And this is just one of them. I'm like, all right, I can probably fit in 2 smaller box games here. So this is valuable real estate space I'm getting rid of. Okay, we're here at the last game, and it's going to be a boom. Oh, I don't know why I'm doing this. Juicy Fruits, there it is. Juicy Fruits. I was at like a local gaming event, one of my first ones I ever went to here in town. And someone was selling this brand new and shrink for like a discounted price. And I was like, okay, I've heard about the game, but the price, was pretty cheap. I was like, I'm just gonna try it. What's the worst case? Well, I don't like it. So in reading the book, I was like, oh, this game seems cool because the main component of the game is everyone has this like slide puzzle in front of them. So it starts pretty full of all these different things in the way. And as you progress, the board opens up more and more and you can make bigger and bigger slide movements. And the puzzle is enjoyable because you're thinking, okay, I got to get this 3 spaces to do that. I need to make sure I only go here, here, and here. That opens this up. And now I get 3. So I like the puzzle. It's just the game. It just felt too fast. It felt too easy, too breezy. Like I just wish it's missing something to the game to make me really love it. My in-laws she liked it. She's like, oh, this game is really fun. I really love it, Ryan. It's like, cool. You can keep it. It's always fun when people say that. Like, oh, I love this game. I go, cool, it's yours. Let me just film it, and then it's yours. So happily to give this one to her, because there is an advanced mode that I do want to try. I haven't had a chance to try it because I've only played this twice, and you just don't want to do the advanced mode your first game. So I do look forward to trying it out. I don't know if it will add anything to the game or not. I can't really tell. But it's good. It's good enough. I feel like I just want to try it more. So I'm happy that she really wants the game, because then, I'm sure I'll play it again in the future. So anyways, this is Juicy Fruits. It's fun, just wasn't fun enough. And that is the last pile. Let me get the other games. Boom! Okay, got them all. So this is it, guys. This is the pile. Now this is a lot of, whoa, hey there. So this is the big pile, and you can see it just takes up a lot of space. So now I actually have some daylight on my shelves. I have a few shelves, that little holes and pockets. So that way, if I do break my streak of not buying games, at least I have a home for them. Because this is starting to stress me out. I don't know about you guys, but having full shelves does stress me out, where I feel like, man, I can't possibly love all of these games. I have a goal where I wanted to have a shelf of games where someone can come in blindly, grab any game, and I will be pumped to play it. That's kind of the goal. Now, obviously, some games might be too long, so you may be, we don't have 3 hours. But like, I would be in a perfect situation where we have the time. Someone just grabbed the game, like, yeah, let's play that game right now. Where today, if anyone grabbed any of these games, I would kind of be like, well, we could play it, but we could play a lot of other choices. So that is the ultimate goal here. I'm a little bit nervous because these games are balanced at the edge of this table. Yes, I could probably stand up and put them into the chair safely, but what's the fun in that? This is like another game. Don't shake the table, because I know I have a tendency to hit this table too many times. I'm editing, I'm always like, man, that table is flexy. All right, on to the end of the video. So I'm curious your guys' thoughts. In the comments down below, like, let me know, like, are one of these games a game that you guys have played and be like, yeah, I love that game. Ryan, you're crazy, boy. Or do you agree with me and you're like, okay, yeah, I played it, wasn't my favorite either, it kind of fell flat, I got rid of it as well. Jot down in the comments, let me know what you thought. Or if you guys know maybe a better version of one of these games. See, a couple people have done that before where they're like, hey, Ryan, you maybe didn't like Birdie, but have you tried this game? And I've done that where I go out and buy the game. I'm like, you know what? They're right. That kind of fixed their problem. Or maybe, even in something dumb like Cats vs. Cucumbers. Like, you're like, oh, you love Sausage Sizzle? Oh, try this game. Because that's all, secretly part of this YouTube journey is just to find, like I said, the best games for my shelves. I want to have the shelves, fill with the best games, right? So your guys' help makes it a lot easier, because I'm only one man. I can only play so many games. So with your guys' help, we can build the ultimate collection. So, hey, I'm Ryan. Thanks again for joining me on this journey. I'm having a blast playing games. Getting rid of games and buying games, it's all part of it, right? Because every time I get rid of a game, I get a little bit closer to figuring out what I really enjoy and don't enjoy. Also, I feel like I'm buying for 3 different groups. I feel like that's why I constantly have games coming in and out. Because I'm looking for games for my in-laws, so they're light, but not too boring. I'm looking for meatier games, but not too meaty for my buddy. And I'm always looking for party games, because I have people coming over, once or twice a month that they just want to play party games. So I hate, obviously the Cards Against Humanity, those kind of games. So I'm always looking for that perfect blend of a party game that's super engaging but different. So yeah, I love to hear you guys' thoughts. Until then, thanks again for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.